Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and today I want to share with you what I eat in a day, and this is for weight loss and to support my hypothyroidism and my hormonal health, because I have recently discovered that I definitely am experiencing hormone imbalances and I want to use nutrition as a way to help that. And there's also many other things that I do to support all of those things. So I'm going to share with that throughout this series that I'm going to do all about basically hypothyroidism and hormone balancing, because it's all related in some way or the other. So we are going to talk about that. So today I'm going to share with you what I'm eating right now in the oven. I actually have a spinach and egg white bake, so I will show that to you. I'm also doing a little bit of meal prep today. So I will be sharing some meal prep items as well. And I'm gonna take this call. So where was I? I'm gonna be sharing with you what I'm eating today, plus a few meal prep items. So I do my meal prep basically throughout the week. I prep things as I need them. I definitely have a plan, which I share this on Instagram. So I shared my, meal plan, my grocery list, and what I'm gonna be meal prepping every day and what I eat throughout the week, kind of to show like how I use what I prep. So definitely follow me on Instagram if you're not yet, so you can kind of see more. But today I'm gonna share with you what I'm eating and drinking today, and some of the meal prep stuff that I'm actually doing today, because I'm actually doing some meal prep today. So we have a spinach and egg white bake in the oven right now. So as soon as that's done, I will be eating breakfast. But first, I'm gonna share with you my coffee. Okay, so I'm going to make my coffee, and I've actually already had one. So this is gonna be my second cup of coffee. And my first cup, I did add a scoop of collagen. I'm not gonna add that this time, but I just add about half a tablespoon of raw cacao powder. And then I do about 2 teaspoons of monk fruit sweetener. And these are just like half teaspoons that I have in here. And so I keep the measuring spoons inside my bag just to make it super easy for me. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of espresso powder. And just a teeny bit of vanilla. Which I actually have vanilla beans, and I really want to make my own vanilla. Have you ever made your own vanilla before? And then just a splash of unsweetened almond milk. Got my little frother ready here. And I like to put just a little bit of coffee in first, then froth. Especially when you put the collagen in here. This helps to really mix it really well when the coffee is just a little bit warm. But I love mocha, so coffee and chocolate is like my jam. Just do another little frothing action. So here's my coffee. We'll call this my mocha morning coffee. If you're a chocolate lover, you're gonna love it. Okay, here is our spinach and egg white bake, and this just has frozen shredded potatoes, 2 whole eggs, a carton of egg whites, spinach, and a bunch of seasonings. I'll leave the recipe in the description box for you, but this whole thing is 4 servings, and each serving is only around 200 calories, probably less than that. I'll calculate the actual calories and pop them up on the screen for you. But this is gonna be super filling. I'm gonna serve it probably with like avocado and some turkey sausage. So I'll show you like how I actually eat it, but I just want to show you the finished product. Isn't it so pretty? So it is 11:30, and this is my first actual official meal of the day. 2 Jimmy Dean turkey sausages, half an avocado with salt, pepper, and then some sesame seeds. So I'm doing seed cycling to help balance my hormones. So I'm in my post-ovulation period, so I am going to be incorporating more sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. So I just sprinkle sesame seeds on my avocado. Then I have the spinach and egg white bake. And I'm going to get this down and probably add some hot sauce because I'm hungry. That was so freaking delicious. You have got to try it. And honestly, you can use any seasoning that you want in the egg bake. Even like everything seasoning would be super delicious, but I'm completely out. But it's like seriously the perfect balance between fat, carbs, and protein. Now this meal, the whole meal, was exactly, not intentional, but exactly 400 calories, 30 grams of protein, 6.3 grams of fiber, and I forget the fat, like under 10 grams of fat, but it's just a perfect balance for me. And it's so good. So you have got to try it. So I mentioned in my hormones video about how balancing your blood sugar is like the #1 thing to do to start balancing hormones in general. And so balancing your blood sugar comes to actually balancing your plate as well, which is giving your body like the proper amount of fat, carbs, and protein at one time, so you don't have these spikes in blood sugar. So it's really important that you do get all three just in a good balance. That's perfect for you, and that's perfect for me. I would recommend just like playing with it and seeing, you know, if higher fat works better for you, if lower carb works better for you, or I mean, if lower fat works better for you, or if it's like high carb, high fat, you know, just kind of play with it and see what really works well for you, but keep the protein to be very steady, because protein is super important and most of us are not getting enough protein. So anyway, I'm gonna go work now. I'm actually the guy who is doing a quote for us. Our third person to do a quote for our kitchen just left before I ate, and so I'm a little bit behind on my work schedule, so I'm gonna bust out some work and then I'll check back in at lunchtime or if I get a snack. So it's a few hours later, it's almost 2:40, and I'm hungry for lunch, but I have to go pick Taylor up in just a few minutes, in about 15 minutes, so I really don't have time to make my lunch, which I planned on being home and having the time to make my lunch, or I would have just prepped a salad, but I'm actually going to be doing that later for tomorrow, because I wanted to have a wrap for lunch today, and have my salad tomorrow, because I'm having avocado toast for breakfast tomorrow, so I try to like balance out my carbs that way. But anyway, we're just gonna have some carrots and ranch, which is part of my lunch that I planned, but I'm just going to have this as like an appetizer to my lunch, and then I'll make the buffalo chicken wrap when I get back from picking Tay up. I just made one whole tray of bacon, and I put all of it in this, and I've got it separated by some paper towels. Except one piece. Yes, I ate one piece of bacon. You know, chef's treat. I also save my bacon grease. And look at me here. I save my bacon grease to use for my greens, but I blot the actual bacon. I don't like the bacon itself to be greasy, but I love the grease. Are you like that too? Leave a comment below and let me know if you save your bacon grease and if you blot your bacon grease off your bacon. And I just put away the 3 slices of spinach and egg white bake, and the lid won't fit on it, so I'm just going to use this like plastic wrap replacement. It's a rubber liner, and store it until I use that first one, and then put the regular lid back on it. Now I'm going to go get Taylor, and I'll show you lunch in a sec. I'm on my way to pick up Taylor, and I just wanted to share that I'm doing this like steps challenge, I guess. Not really steps challenge, but the miles challenge. At the beginning of the month, my Apple Watch challenged me to walk 144 miles, which ended up being like an average of 4.4 miles a day. And it was actually one of the first challenges I actually really liked, because I am training for a 5K next month. And I checked it earlier today, and I'm down to having to average 2.7 miles a day. So I'm definitely getting these miles in. What do you think about these Apple challenges? I feel like usually they're ridiculous, because they always make you do like better than you did the month before. And I don't think that you always have to be improving steadily. Just like with weight loss, it's not like a linear track. There's ebb and flow to it, but I'd be interested to know what you think about it. So I just got back from picking up Taylor, and I'm going to make a buffalo chicken wrap using one of these Siete almond flour tortillas, some tomato. I think I'm going to do half a slice of white cheddar. This usually does not bother me if I have just a little bit, so we'll see. I just wanted to like help stick it together. And then I'm using some leftover chicken breast that Chris grilled this weekend. And then for sauce, I'm going to use this Siete hot sauce. This is very, very hot. And I'm going to even throw on a little bit of ranch. Alright, there it is. Buffalo chicken wrap for lunch. So that wrap was delicious. Again, very balanced. The fat from the cheese, the chicken, the protein from the chicken, and then the carbs from the wrap. Even though it's technically a low carb wrap, there are still carbohydrates in there, and you get a good carb source. And technically, you know, for that amount of protein, I should have just used 2 wraps, but I'm having tortillas tonight, the corn tortillas, so I wanted to like really balance out my carbs today. but so delicious. Now I know for next time, either get the large wraps, because at the store they have like the big ones, or you can do 2 small ones, and actually it doesn't matter, the calories are the same whether you get 2 little ones or 1 big one. But it was still really good. I think it would be like better if it was like a little bit crispy or warmed up, but for a cold wrap and I gotta go get a manicure real quick and I'm in a hurry, it was great. I've got some leftover beef brisket from like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I froze, and I just sliced it up, took all the fat off of it, and then I've got some coleslaw I made last night, and I'm going to put this together as a brisket taco. Brisket tacos for dinner. So I just have about 1.5 ounces on each one of the leftover brisket that I trimmed, and the chipotle slaw, corn tortillas, and this is going to be my dinner. Might be having a treat later.
Pushing myself a little bit harder,
okay,
and I probably should have not pushed myself that hard. So I'm also learning, engaging my body strength in a way that is building strength and not overworking it.
Right. There's a balance there for sure. Fine line. Yeah. Especially it's like we want something, we want it now. Like, when is this going to happen? Can't I just work really hard right now and I have it tomorrow? Like, no, it doesn't quite work that way. It takes time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and letting me share with you what I'm eating to support my hypothyroidism and hormone balancing and my weight loss, because I am trying to lose a few pounds, but I'm not going to be crazy about it because I'm actually really happy where I'm at. It's just like that a friend of mine called it, oh my God. I just know that I still have a little bit of, let's see, my friend called it a C-section shelf. But I just have a little lower belly fat that I'd like to get rid of, and I'm just going to take my time with it. You know, I've been on a weight loss journey for a while now, honestly, but most of it's gone and I'm really happy where I'm at. But I think we all can just like improve a little bit, you know, and I want you to love yourself where you are, and that's okay to want to change. You can still love yourself and want to change. So I hope you stick around for this series. I'm really excited to share with you more hypothyroidism and hormone balancing stuff. So definitely subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified of when I upload a video. And like I always say, please go do something good for yourself, because you are number one. I'll see you next time.